What's going on, everybody? SpykerZ Xentih here. Today I'm going to give you my final impressions of Dying Light. I've been playing it as a series. I was going to play through the entire campaign, but I ended up just not recording half of it. As you can see, this is from early in the game. There are a lot of side missions in this game. Like, you could spend hours and hours and hours doing side missions, which is really good because it gives a lot of content and even replayability to the game in order to do all the side missions and all the side quests. And they do seem to affect, the outcome of the game as far as you being able to procure better weapons, get to different locations, different safe zones. Now, the way I do this is I'm going to do a genre, playability, replay value, and cost of admission, just like I had with H1Z1. As far as the game being overall what it claims to be in the genre that it is kind of it's a zombie survival game. At nighttime especially, you will definitely get killed many, many times at night if you run around. However, there's a lot of crafting involved in this game, and it's actually really entertaining to craft some of these weapons and use them throughout the game. Trading system is okay as far as being able to trade with the NPCs in the game to acquire what you need. Some weapons and things towards the middle and end game are a little overpowered. You pretty much kill every normal zombie in one hit if you have like 155 or more damage. That's kind of a good thing about the game, though, because once you get halfway through it, you're just like, man, I should be killing these zombies quicker, and they finally give you the ability to do that. You also, towards the middle of the game and the end of the game, you'll have guns. And they claim at the beginning of the game that they attract zombies, and they do. However, if you've got enough weapons or you're fast enough, you can get away from any zombies that you attract. I do not recommend going out at night, however, and doing that, because you will get killed many, many times. So as far as the genre goes, it does have great atmosphere. The game does feel like a survival horror game. It does feel like a zombie apocalypse, and the characters, the animations, they go a long way to proving all of that. So I would definitely have to give it to it. It definitely scores high there. The textures are pretty damn good as far as the game goes and what they're going for. It does a really good job of kind of bringing you into the atmosphere of the city of Haran. It is a survival game, and that's the zombies are definitely viable opponents, and even the human aspect to it, where you have these different factions, the two factions that are in the game, and the normal citizens just roaming around in the map that you can save by just walking around. There's a hell of a lot to do, and I really enjoyed the game itself. So that it definitely stays true to its genre. As far as playability goes, the vaulting system and the free running aspect of the game, the parkour system, if you will, it's really good. I really enjoyed that a lot. You can get away from pretty much any enemy that you come across. Even at nighttime, you can pretty much stay away, although you do have a stamina. So if you keep running in one direction and sprinting for a while, you will get tired. So you might want to just jump onto a building or something and just keep moving. Another part of this game that was actually made it very playable is that some of the missions that said you had to be out at night, you didn't actually have to do all of them at night unless you were required to go after a certain zombie form at night. So it was kind of nice to be able to do some of those missions during the day where it's way safer. It gives you kind of the option to play it however you'd like. Definitely has good playability. The controls feel very solid. However, the only gripe I have is on the PC version of this game, unless you have a really badass system, you're not going to get amazing frames in here. If you have a mediocre, run-of-the-mill computer trying to play this game, you are definitely going to lag like crazy, and it won't be any fun at all. So I feel like the developers could have stepped it up a little bit and maybe made a version that would be playable and look decent on any system. As far as the sound quality goes, the sounds were pretty good, especially running around at night. However, there are sounds of zombies like breaking through doors and escaping buildings that just randomly played throughout the game, and I very seldomly found the zombie breaking through a wall or a building or anything. So that was kind of a missed opportunity there. They should have just made that a sequence that only happened when it was going to happen. It definitely is worth looking into if you really like zombie games. It even has kind of a Skyrim feel to it as far as the lockpicking aspect of the game. The lockpicking is amazing in here. It's just like Skyrim, honestly, where you're moving the tumblers around and you can break your lockpicks. And I'll tell you, there's a sense of urgency when you're trying to pick a police car trunk open just to get a gun or whatever's in there, a decent weapon. Once you get towards the middle of the game, you'll find a lot of ammunition in the back of the cars as well. The game does seem to scale with you as you level up. Items become easier to find, and the monsters get even harder. The zombies, if you will, get even harder to kill. Not the normal ones, but just the special ones. So it does have excellent playability. I really do think it plays very well, other than the video issues that I mentioned before. I found only one texture glitch in the game. Basically, I could see through a mountain, and it was just kind of a missed texture somewhere. So, I mean, it wasn't too bad. The overall layout of the city of Haran is actually really nice. You can jump around from like building to building pretty easily. If you think you can jump to something and climb on it, most likely you can. So that's a very nice feature in this game. However, there are areas you have to walk through tunnels instead of climbing over mountains. It's just faster. And those can be a little bit hairy, especially towards nighttime, where things can trap you in there and kill you. Now the airdrops, when you run into airdrops in this game, if they are already being, spoken for by the opposing faction, all you need to do is chuck some fire at them. I'm telling you, the Molotov is your friend. Found alcohol, find string, and make a million Molotovs because they're so damn useful. Another part of this game that I really enjoyed was the voice acting is actually pretty decent as far as like the storyline goes. You will really get into the story if you keep playing. You'll play this for hours. I know I did, and I didn't really want to stop playing. So it's definitely worth it to play through this game at least once. You can pretty much ignore the side missions if you want to. You might be able to get through this game in maybe 4 to 6 hours if you ignore the side missions, but it's really hard to ignore them. It really is, especially when the payout's high. However, rescuing people and doing escort missions, those are really kind of worthless in my opinion. The escort missions are the guy runs around and you have to try to defend him, and he picks up a bunch of crap. There's been a couple escort missions I've seen so far, and I only did the one because it was about pointless. I only got like a weapon mod that was halfway decent. It really wasn't worth doing. So the missions you just kind of have to play by ear. There are traders within the city that you can go out and buy things from. They're kind of give out special items and special deals on things. You can get more money to get better weapons, better equipment. So it's not too bad. The clothing system's a little funky. I don't think the clothing system is even necessary because you don't really see yourself ever. So that's just one thing they probably didn't need. The one thing I did not like about this game was survivor vision. You did not need survivor vision in this game. It's basically where you press a button and it will show you like all of the items around you that you can pick up or you can interact with basically. And that's not necessary. There are so many things lying around and so many places you can look that's a feature they just did not need in this game at all. And I think I used it one time throughout the entire game to find something underwater, and that was it. So playability, it's definitely a playable game. I really like it a lot. As far as replay value, with those side missions, it's very replayable, and it's definitely a game that you could play over and over again. But I think once you've played through the story once or twice, you probably wouldn't want to replay it again. This game would probably get uninstalled after the second or third playthrough. For the cost of admission, this is about the normal price of any game. It's about $60 right now, U.S. currency. So is it worth it? It definitely is, in my opinion, worth it. It's a good game. It's definitely something that you should say, hey, yeah, I've played that game. It was pretty good. So, yeah, overall, it's definitely nothing crazy. I don't think there's going to be any, there might be an expansion or something to expand upon the city or the story a little bit. But I'm not sure what else they could do with it, especially at the end with all the weird QuickTime events and stuff. So, definitely, in my opinion, worth a buy, and I will see you guys in the next episode.